What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to Legends of the Dugout, and this is my thoughts, recap, and my pickups of what I got at the National this year. So, my son and I, we got there Tuesday before lunchtime. We checked into the hotel, luckily, walked across the street over to the convention center, got to walk in the lobby, see, what was going on, see them, setting up still, before Wednesday, which was kind of cool. We went and had lunch over at Gibson's. It was all right, overpriced, but it was all right. Went to go downtown, but the one train line was down, and it was just hot that day, so we just ended up just chilling in the room. But anyways, then Matt and his family showed up that evening, picked us up. We went up to Milwaukee, went to a Brewers game, so I got that ballpark checked off my list there. It was awesome meeting Matt, Sarah, Ty, Brody, Sarah's sister and her kids. I can't thank Matt and Sarah and her sister enough for helping me out, Grayson, during the week. Thank you. Everybody that I met, Dom, Adam, Dylan, Eric, Scott, all the mics, Garrett, everybody, John and stuff, some of my favorite pickups, from the show, which I'll just show right here. It's like we met up with John Wade's Boggs fan on Wednesday morning. No, it was afternoon, sorry. We're sitting in the lobby, standing around talking, and he comes up with where everybody else is at, and he gives my son and I, one of his cards, which was pretty awesome. Thank you, John. It was really awesome meeting you. My son and I, we took part of Eric 4-leaf cards, his little scavenger hunt thing, that he did. So it was kind of weird. Like, he had a bunch of envelopes, and my son and I, we ended up getting, you can see it, 1 of 5 and 2 of 5, and they weren't even next to each other or separate in the thing, which was kind of cool. That was fun. Thanks, Eric. That was a great thing. And then Orlando, Collector's Dream, awesome guy. He helped me out with one of my pickups and something else I'll show you later. Sammy Thunder, awesome meeting you, brother. I know we hung out and talked and everything. It was great getting to know you personally. So he did his, little thing, pick a card, and then he had another card at the bottom. So one card that you could have got was a Willie Mays, and we didn't get that one. But you know what? Can't beat a Pete Rose. So Stuke, great meeting you, brother. It was awesome. Got one of his, and then he gave me an LK line card to go along with my collection there. And then meeting Scott, Reindeer Studios, his 2 drawings. Mike Monahan ended up winning the drawing for this, but gave it to Matt and Ty over at The Card Story. And then Scott gave Mike the other one, his one that he did before the actual one for Hobby Palooza, which was pretty awesome. And then I got a couple stickers from Scott, which are great. And then Dylan, Double D, gave me one of his cards and everything. So that was cool. Him. And then Liam over at Junior Baseball Fanatic 12 gave me one of his stickers. So yeah, that's everybody that gave me something there. It was just great meeting everybody. I know there's a lot of people that didn't get to make it, had the blues, it's crazy that you get the blues after. It's just such a good time hanging out with everybody. walking the floor with friends. I mean, I kid you not, you'd be like looking at something, you look up and they're gone. You can't find them again. But it's all right. You know, you end up running into somebody else, hanging out with them. I mean, it was great. You know, some of like the little VIP things. I don't know who was, it was a PCW did like these little frames. So I had to put a King Griffey Jr. rookie card in it, which I thought was kind of cool. And then, I mean, like pieces of the game, you know, did this challenge coin thing. They're numbered. And it has a little QR code on the back for something. I don't know what it was. And then, you know, like all the dealers that I met and stuff, I kept all their business cards here. There, I would have to say the VIP package itself, like the giveaways in it were not that great. I mean, you got like the little frame, which kind of cool, little coin. There was like a one touch in there, but I mean, it was pretty much mostly all advertisements and the tickets for the free autographs in there. Other than that, I mean, to me, it could have been better. It could have been better. Sorry, TriStar. Try to do better on the VIP, you know, swag bag. I've seen some better ones before, you know, in years past, but again, I mean, my opinion on that one would have been, yeah, could have been better. Yeah, just getting into the show, seeing everything. I agree with some people that the numbering in there could have been better because you're trying to figure out where you are. You had booths that you were like trying to like look and you see like the big old sign for their booth and it's like some little smaller number off in a corner. There was with their booth number. Sometimes you didn't even know it. Like you're on the phone and somebody's trying to get a hold of you and you're like, hey, where are you? And be like, hey, what booth am I at? You know, so it's just trying to meet up with people. You're like looking around, trying to find a number. I mean, it was just the layout, could have been better. I think to me, how it had it like autograph and the Breaker Pavilion should have been over in one area together. And some corporate there, and then I think all the booths, like all the dealers should have been kind of more together. Because I didn't really care about the Breaker Pavilion. The main stage you couldn't hear in there because it was in the Breaker Pavilion. But you know, again, I had a blast. I know my son had a good time in there, thanks to CGC. You know, that little play area. They had arcade games, a claw game, a punching bag, which some of you probably saw that I lost to Theo, you know, by 13 points because, you know, whatever. I'm shorter. He's bigger. I had a backpack on. Excuses. I'm a disabled vet, so, I mean, whatever. I can make all excuses in the world. But anyways, it was a good time. So if you haven't gone, go. Just try to make it. Just try. Just go once and you're going to be hooked. I mean, it is what it is. But I'm going to turn this around and show off what I got every day. And then we'll just go from there. So give me a second. All right. So when I met up with Dom on Wednesday, because he showed up in the morning, he had to drop his bags off in my room before we met up with Matt and his family to go to a card shop and go out to lunch before the Nationals started on Wednesday afternoon. He came in and he gave me a birthday present, and it's, you know, I got this Bobby Richardson Salada coin, which is pretty cool. You know, I got a Justin Verlander napkin card, another Justin Verlander card. They're pretty cool. A Casey Mize rookie, and a Walter Hoot Evers 51 Bowman, which is pretty cool. And then Matt ended up giving me some stuff. Don't worry about the prices on here. He just threw them in top loaders. So the 64 All-Stars Al Kaline. And then I got a Blue Sparkle Aaron Judge. It's not numbered, or I never had seen the number on it. A regular Aaron Judge, Shohei Ohtani, and you know, some Mike Trouts for my Mike Trout PC. And I did not buy any Mike Trout at all while I was at the show, so just giving you a little heads up on that one. So we went to the card shop Wednesday, and I ended up picking this Pee Wee Reese exhibit card up. I don't know what year. I know Scott Stukes would help me out with this one. I'll throw that back there. And then we got into the show that day, and one of the first purchases I picked up was this 1968 KDKA Pirates Roberto Clemente from his collection. On the back is the COA on it. I thought this was pretty cool. He had several of them, and I'm happy to pick this up. This is one of the better ones that he had, and I'm fine with that condition because I just wanted one in there. I'm walking around, and I picked up these J Publishing from 1961, these team sets. I got the Dodgers and the Cardinals. I had a Red Sox, but I gave it to Dom since he is a Red Sox fan and a Yaz fan. So, yep. So I picked these up here, which I thought were pretty cool. And then Thursday, I did not pick up anything at all for myself. Ended up getting my son his card that he wanted, which is a VMAX Rainbow Charizard Pokemon card. I got that for him, and I ended up picking up my daughter a Pokemon card that she wanted. So I bought that for them. But on Friday, I ended up doing my big boy card to me. Some people might not think it's a big boy card, but I ended up doing this bundle deal, and I had Orlando over there. I had Matt, I had Theo. We tried calling John Mangini over, but he couldn't find the area because, I mean, it was just the layout of it, which is fine. But I got both of these in a bundle deal. So I saved quite a bit of money, but I ended up getting this Carl Hubble Cuban card. I'm not going to say the name of it. I don't want to chop it up here. And so I bundled this card here with this. This is my big boy purchase of the show. This 1909 T206 Christy Mathewson White Cap. This card to me is absolutely beautiful. I don't care about the flaws on it. But yes, this card to me is something I've been wanting in my collection. Here, I think the next one of his would probably be the T205 version of that. Then Orlando and I, after that sale, we went to lunch with Matt and Theo. And then after Theo, Orlando and I took off, left the kids with Matt. Theo took off ahead of us because he was meeting up with someone else. And Orlando and I, we went over to this guy that dealt with Cuban cards. And we met up with his friend Victor over there. And I was like, I want to get another Cuban card. You know, since I've got this one, I was like, I want something different. And Victor was looking through these cards. He handed me one, and this is the one he handed me here. And there's a story on this. This is the guy that Branch Rickey wanted to bring up over Jackie Robinson to break the color barrier. And when they were interviewing him, They asked him how he would handle the people calling him the N-word, and he said, I would kill them. And that was pretty much the end of the interview. And they ended up going with Jackie Robinson. That was the story I was told. But, you know, we asked how much the dealer wanted for this card. He gave me a price. I was sitting there contemplating it. Orlando's like, hey, you know, say, hey, we can bundle it in with something that Victor's getting. So I waited. Victor ended up not getting anything. Orlando's like, hey, I think he still wants to get the card. He was like, hey, man. He was like, why don't you give him a good price on it, hook him up. And, you know, since he's getting into collecting Cuban cards. And the dealer looked at it and he handed it to me. He's like, here, take it. And I was like, what? And he was like, yeah, take it. And I was like, are you serious? And he's like, yes. You know, welcome, you know, keep collecting, you know, and everything, and learn more about it. And I thank that dealer for giving me this card. To me, it is great. I can't believe the generosity from that dealer for giving me this card. Thank you so much, Ryan. So if you ever do watch this video, thank you. Thank you, Orlando, for, you know, helping me out. Also, later on, I was walking around. I think by this time, I can't remember who I was with. I think it was with Matt when I ended up getting this card here, this 35 Gaudi, you know, 4-in-1, and it has 2 Detroit Tiger Hall of Famers on it. I couldn't pass this card up. It was just beautiful. You know, the Chuck Klein, I guess, puzzle piece that's on the back. But to me, this card is great. And then on Saturday, the last day of the show, walking around, still didn't pick up anything quite yet. And came across this table that had these Z-Nut cards in it. So I got, you know, I think there's 8 of them here. So, there's, you know, 4 from 1927. And then 1928. And then 2 from 1930. And then a 1931 Z-Nut card. They're all blank backs. They're missing the little coupon on the bottom. Just absolutely gorgeous cards. And then I was with Darren at this purchase over at Returning Collecting. And I can't remember, I think Adam Vintage Sanctuary was there with me too on this one. But I ended up getting a 1951 Topps doubles playing card wrapper and a 1954 Johnston Cookies Bobby Thompson short print. So I got that. And then my last purchase, I went to the table like right next to where these were at, and I saw this card. I don't think I've ever had a card speak to me like this one did. I saw it. I asked the guy what his best deal was on it. He dropped it $50. I asked him to go $25 more off, so 75 off more, and was this T205 Joe Tinker. I mean, this card for some reason just absolutely spoke to me. I don't know. It was just beautiful. And I mean, what better way to get a, you know, Chicago card, your last purchase, you know, Cubs. Being in Chicago and getting a Cubs card was just absolutely beautiful. And I forgot one other purchase I picked up Saturday morning. I forgot about this one. I don't know how I forget about it. But I went with Matt and Ty and his family over to Stan's Cards. Met with Chris from Missouri over there since Chris knew the dealer. Matt was picking up a card This guy had a bunch of these cards that I was looking at. The night before, I went through every one that he had, and this is the one that like spoke to me, and here it is. I mean, absolutely beautiful coloring. This T3 turkey red cabinet card with the checklist on the back of it here. I did not pay that price, but I mean, New York and Cincinnati playing. I mean, that beautiful handwriting, just absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, I mean, this thing in person is just beautiful. I mean, like seriously, I mean, it is a gorgeous, gorgeous card. I can't believe I told myself I'm not leaving the National without picking up a turkey red card. They had one of Tinker with the ad back on it, but to me it was just too much. I didn't want to pay that. I mean, there was some paper lossing up here because the card was this way, so it didn't have the eye appeal to me for it. But yeah, that's everything that I ended up getting. I mean, just the free t-shirts, I mean, people just coming up and, you know, like there was a guy from Korea, like he came around, like we were out in the lobby area, and he's handing out, you know, a sample pack of top loaders in different sizes. He had a bag of them, and he's just, you know, handing these things out, and then guys coming up and handing out, you know, cards, you know, slab cards and stuff. You know, hey, you know, here's this. And then we're at Dylan and Adam's live thing that they did on the main stage. I think it was Thursday. And Adam, he was like, hey, you mind if I give out a couple slabs? He calls out my channel name, and I'm thinking, what? Like, why are you giving this? And then I go to stand up, and then he's like, son, and he gives my son these two cards here, which was pretty awesome of him there. I mean, my son, you know, won one of these over at the CGC, you know, thing from playing their games. I mean, their slabs are absolutely like gorgeous, you know. So I mean, just the cool stuff that was there. I mean, got to hold a game used Babe Ruth bat that's autographed. I mean, just gorgeous. I mean, the stuff's unreal. So if you can't make it, I understand. You know, life gets in the way. Everybody has a budget and stuff. But if you can make it, please do. Like one other thing I got, I'm not taking it out. I have it folded. Got this from Sammy Thunder. It's a 1970s poster of Roberto Clemente. I got that from him, prearranged before the National happened. But anyways, thank you for watching, taking the time out to see my recap. I was not planning on going pre-war. I actually had a notebook with player names, certain things I was looking for, and yeah, I ended up going pretty much pre-war at the National, and I don't regret any of it. So thank you, everybody. Thank you for coming by, watching, and I'll see you all at next game.